So it's been approximately 3 to 4 days since I've seen The Flash, and I got a lot of reactions out and taken care of. The numbers are in, by the way. Not looking too good. The Flash, the opening weekend, made less than Black Adam, which isn't good. But anyways, this is a spoiler review. I'm going to name off spoilers real quickly. I'm not going to go any detail, honestly, because it's been such a good minute since I've seen The Flash, and I haven't rewatched it yet. So I'm just going to spitball some of my spoiler review thoughts on the film overall, and talk about cameos, what I did and didn't like overall. Try to make this under 10 minutes if possible. So let's get into it. So number one, you know that Ben Affleck appears in the film, obviously. Jeremy Irons, Gal Gadot appears in the film as well. The reason why I do who the cameos were, by the way, is because number one, Ben Affleck revealed on a podcast that he had a scene with Gal Gadot where she saves him, and he thought it was cut. It wasn't, obviously. So that's good to know. Number two is that we do see a scene. We see two different scenes of Henry Cavill Superman. One, which is basically just a Superman saving people on a TV news reporting screen, whatever. Doesn't show his face. You just see Superman saving a bunch of people near a volcano. Number two is that, we get Henry Cavill in a Speed Force blurb type thing. It doesn't look the best, but that's the only other time you see him in the film. We do not get Grant Gustin's Flash. We don't get John Wesley's Flash. We get George Clooney at the end as the Bruce Wayne Batman. Basically, when Barry comes back to a universe, I don't want to say it's his or what universe it is or reality or whatever. He calls Bruce on the phone, but then sometimes it's not Ben Affleck's voice, sounds different. Car pulls up, crowds cheering nearby. It's revealed to be George Clooney's Batman / Bruce Wayne. So those are basically all the cameos in the film that I just listed off for y'all. Overall, though, I liked how they did the effects with the Flash and certain stuff. The Speed Force ball blow up, what they want to call it, right? The thing that the directors talk about how it was intentional. I don't agree with that. I don't like that excuse. To me, you could base something intentional, but also make it look decently well done. You know, like to me, I know this is different because it's TV, but I have to mention this now. Whenever Grant Gustin's Flash goes back in time and does anything, right? It looks fine. It just looks normal to you, you know? And in some ways, I don't agree with the whole, okay, because we're in the Flash's point of view, everything looks distorted and stuff. It's like, bro, this scene, like, I know for someone who hasn't seen it, you probably think everyone's exaggerating. I kid you not. I'm going to show you this scene we're all talking about. It looks like a PS2 cutscene from 10 years ago of how bad everything looks. It's noticeable. I hate the scenes. Every time we went to Speed Force, I was like, oh, no, not this. Oh, you know. I am aware that Andy Muschietti wants to bring back Ezra for the Flash. That's fine. He can want all he wants. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because he's not in charge. James Gunn and Peter Safran are. He's just the director, you know. I think Ezra's going to be back. I hope not. I really do. And again, I enjoy Ezra's performance as Barry Allen. I did. Okay, that just goes without saying. I did enjoy Ezra Miller's performance as Barry Allen. I didn't walk into this film wanting to hate it, wanting to dislike it at all. Okay, I enjoy the scenes where the younger Barry gets the speed for the first time. Does a whole bunch of things that any of us would have done. Let's be honest. You know, I come back to my apartment. I have speed now. I'm going to accidentally phase through, run around town, a bunch of stuff. You know, I would have done the exact same thing that younger Barry did, but of course not being obnoxious. You know. I did enjoy Michael Keaton's Batman scenes. He was there, like I said, I was expecting more than what they gave us. All he pretty much does, he comes in, helps the Barrys go save Kara. Well, basically they're going in to try to get Clark, and it's revealed by Zod. Basically, the storyline with Man of Steel, right? Y'all see Zod appear in the film. What that is essentially Zod intercepts Kal-El / Clark Superman's pod, right? before it gets to Earth, because he basically figures out that him or Kara in their blood, they're able to rebuild Krypton. So he kills Kal-El before he gets to Earth, and that's why in the trailer you hear Kara say, "What did you do?" Because she finds that out. And so Zod kills Kara, by the way. She dies in the film 3 different times. How? Because the first time she dies, and her berries try to go back in time to save her multiple times. But each time she dies every time. Basically, she goes and beats the absolute smuck out of Zod. But you could just tell by the fact that his armor's not damaged, his mask isn't damaged, she's not doing enough damage to him. And again, she's basically experiencing what it's like to be a Kryptonian / superhero. It's her first 15-20 minutes, I'd say, right? She got out of a place of imprisonment. She's got her powers back. She went and saw Zod, came back to help a Barry. Now they're fighting, so she's not very experienced, I would say, you know? And then, of course, Michael Keaton Batman dies as well, by A, the ship's shield force, and then B, by the Kryptonian brute that we all see from Man of Steel. And yeah, they're both killed off in the film, so there's no, I mean, they could easily bring them back. There's no question. I thoroughly enjoyed both performances by Michael Keaton and Kara, but you see the best parts in the trailers, unfortunately. So that's that. I only thing I would say is that so younger Barry gets his speed, and our Barry loses his speed. So basically, it's basically near the second end of the act of the film. He has a speed back. He tries to do a thing in Flashpoint Paradox, an animated movie. He straps himself together. Bruce tries to electrocute him. Doesn't work at all. This time, instead of him trying to do it again, but instead, basically, Kara comes down after she's already ran off the first time, and basically lifts Barry up into the sky, and her and him both electrocuted. It's not shown, by the way. It's not shown. We just see them come back down. He wakes up, and he's better now. Okay. So the villain in the film is younger Barry. Reverse Flash. I don't consider this Reverse Flash. I'll be completely honest. I don't. It was basically thanks to Botox, which it's not even thanks to Botox, it's just to the marketing. In the Flash intro trailer, they show a spike on the back of younger Barry's back, which basically hints to us he becomes a villain, right? So you're probably asking, well, Cash, how does that fight go with the Reverse Flash? You know, I mean, it must be really cool, really awesome. Last 10 seconds. All it is that basically the Reverse Flash tries to kill our Prime Barry, and younger Barry jumps in front and takes a bullet, basically, metaphorically speaking, and the Reverse Flash just dusts away. That's literally it. We don't find out who killed Nora, by the way. We don't find out at all, which is great. Like my biggest thing that we want to know is like, wait a second, they never told us who killed her, never, which pissed me off. But we get the dad resolved. That was like, So let's talk about that. So in the beginning of the film, they're trying to exonerate Henry Allen, and basically what happens is when he's at the grocery store, he's looking at tomatoes. He never looks up at the camera, so therefore they can't identify it's him that they're looking at. But however, at the end of the film, after Reverse Flash dies, Barry goes back in time again after seeing the consequences of what happens when you do it originally, and decides to go back, take the tomatoes out of his mom's cart. Sweet mama there goes over to the can aisle and puts it on the top shelf so that Henry actually does look up. And that happens whenever he goes back in time. And he's exonerated, okay? Barry Allen in this film has 2 different friends. One of them played by Rudy or whatever, Mancuso, and the other one, I don't know who it is. I care for neither one of them. I'll be completely honest. Their seeds don't matter. That is not at all a dig at their acting. It's just the way they're written. They appear for 2 different scenes. Could have gone without them, honestly. Okay. There are some Back to the Future references. I don't know explain the best, but basically, and they're based in that universe, the one that Younger Barry is a part of. Michael J. Fox doesn't play the kid in Back to the Future. It's someone else, an actor. Okay. So in the the cameo scene, we get to see all the different universes. We see Alan West's Batman, Nicolas Cage's Superman, Christopher Reeve's Superman, Jay Garrick the Flash. Now, people are constantly debating whether or not this is Eddie Sears, Jay Garrick from the Flash. I'm here to tell you it's not the case. It's not the case. Because number one, why the actual fudge would you bring in Teddy Sears as a Flash instead of Greg Gustin's Flash? Like that makes no sense to me whatsoever. Oh, schedule conflicts. No, don't give me that BS. They could have literally put a scene in from the Flash in the film. Like there are so many great scenes from the Flash. It would take them more than 5 minutes to just put a scene in, and that would have been fine. That would have been it. Just showed Barry running. That would have been all it took, you know? I didn't care for the scene at all, to be honest with you. The cameos we get from the different universes. See, I didn't care for the cameos at all. I didn't care for Nicolas Cage's cameo because I knew about it, by the way, because of Andy Muschietti, who spoiled it ahead of time. I didn't care for any of the cameos in the multiversal scene. They didn't matter to me at all. We get some funny gag moments with Wonder Woman's cameo, by the way. I forgot to mention this. After she saves Batman, Flash comes into the picture, and I don't remember exactly what Batman says here, but it's hilarious how they do the gag from Justice League, Joss Whedon's Justice League, where Flash, Batman, and a criminal are all holding lots of truth, and are just talking a bunch of stuff, and it's hilarious. And then Barry basically reveals he's a virgin and all that, which I thought was funny. So Barry and Iris, I don't really care for the scenes, to be honest. I care more for Grant Gustin and Candice Patton scenes than I do in this one. I'm just being honest. You know, when they're on screen together, I don't feel it. I don't feel any chemistry. It's as if they're forced to talk to each other. They have there's nothing there. Like I literally you could have given me less scenes and I would have been fine. You know. But yeah, so the beginning of the film, we have the most cringy CGI film thing I've ever seen in my life, which is the baby scene that y'all keep hearing about. Basically, Barry has to save a nursery wing from a building. Babies are falling out. They're all in danger of dying. So Barry has to then stop time, go to the movie machine. I'm not making this up, by the way. This is what happens in the scene. He has to basically drink and eat a bunch of stuff to have enough energy to then save them all at once. You're thinking to yourself, okay, well, does he just move? Does he just grab them and all that? No, he just moves dangerous things out of the way. And I kid you not, I was like, what the fudge am I watching? So yeah, no, let me just say as much right now. Like I said, I haven't watched the film in 4 to 5 days. I couldn't pay to rewatch it again for personal reasons. So I apologize that this review was not in order of the film. I'm just going, like I said, off the dome. So my positives of the film were we got some good cameos, great scenes with Ezra Miller's Barry Allen. Sasha Calle was an absolute standout. I enjoyed Michael Keaton's scenes as well. The scenes with the mother were great. I wish it was all better though. Ending was to me. By the way, post-credit scene in this film is absolutely awful. I don't know why people are giving me crap because I decided to spoil it on Instagram. I kid you not, this post-credit scene is absolutely useless. It's useless. It's meaningless. Literally, drunk Aquaman and Flash are walking inside of a bar. Aquaman falls on his face into a puddle. It says, "This is where I belong." Tries to give Barry one of his anti rings to get more beers. That's literally it. You could skip this. You could skip the post-credit scene. It's no impact. Maybe somehow it leads into Aquaman 2, If that's the case, you've already lost my hype for that movie already. In that case, because I have no hype. I don't care to see that kind of. No, I'm good. You know. So yeah, I gave this film originally 6 out of 10 with the first 2 acts of the film. I thought that the scenes were berries, the 2 berries were fine, but I wasn't like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, like, this wasn't greatness. This is just meh. You know, once Sash Cali and Balki come into the picture, that score goes up a lot. Okay, now as far as am I happy with how they resolve things with Henry and all that? No, because it feels like Barry Allen was taught a lesson and then decides to then go back and contradict himself. Okay, now I know I shouldn't mess with time. I shouldn't go back in time anymore. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm going to literally then go ahead and then go back in time to take care of my dad once again. And then have a gag after a really emotional moment where he basically gets talked to his mom for a couple minutes, and it's really I almost cried. I won't lie, I did in the grocery store. Okay, so that's my spoiler review thoughts of the film. I wanted to make this video for like the past couple of days. I just haven't had time, so again, I apologize for that. The next film I'm gonna be watching with Papa Cash is probably gonna be Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. So look out for that reaction reviews. But as always, if you guys did watch The Flash, would y'all think it bad? Did y'all like it? Did y'all dislike it? Let me know as always down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Way more videos to come to you in the future, by the way. Way more. So do me a favor, smash the subscribe button below. Hit that like button if you're brand new. Thank you for watching as always. Peace and courage, stay friendly. How it going, y'all? Peace. Also, before I forget, Ben Affleck has some really good scenes. I enjoyed his presence as both Bruce and Batman, but I had to see him go. Take care.